We are about to be live in a couple of seconds, my brother. We are about to get it in, and we are live on the Servanthood Podcast right now with my brother KG Kevin Santiago. You see my brother Kevin with his kingdom family, the young disciples, his wife, Sister Gina. You see him with his girls, all three of his baby girls. You have them, man. So I'm excited to introduce my brother to everybody who is tapping in with us as well too on the Servanthood Podcast. I'm your host, Fred Mendez, man. We're going to get on here. We're going to talk about some stuff, man. Tonight, the topic is Kingdom Family. Kingdom Family. So if y'all have any questions, I want y'all to be able to drop them in the comments. I can see the comments. If you have any questions for the man of God on any topic about Kingdom Family, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll ask him personally as well too. But I'm going to allow him to flow as the Holy Spirit moves inside him. I have some questions for him. But as we start right now, Kevin, man, I want to ask you, who is Kevin Santiago right now? Who is Kevin Santiago right now?
Man, KG Santiago is a child of God, a family man, somebody who loves Jesus, man, and I just want to see people saved and set free, man. I'm the opposite of when I was in KG like 8 years ago, man. So I just love people, man, and I love to do God business, bro. Like whatever that look like, I'm with it. So as long as Jesus is involved, I'm with it. And like I say, man, I just love people, love my Kingdom Music family. And I love going out there and giving people the gospel, bro.
Amen. For all that don't know, KG has been with Kingdom Music for a minute. He has been one of the artists slash ministers slash whatever. He has been with it because it has been the Jesus inside of everything that we do. And I love that about my brother. I want to share something with y'all. One thing I love about my brother, man, is so y'all could just get a little insight. I know everybody don't get this insight. And I'm grateful to be able to have brothers like KG and Twan and Young Bro and Z and all of these brothers, right? I mean, I know a lot of y'all see them by their music videos on YouTube and what we share and the events and all this other stuff. Y'all see a glimpse of it, right? But one thing I love to see is I get to see, in the midst of it, to be able to do ministry with them and then just do life with them as well, too. Is one thing that my brother does, man, and I love it about him, is that if there's ever an issue that arises or there's ever something that happens, it doesn't matter. It could be the smallest thing to the grand thing, right? My brother's like, let's confront it. I don't want no discord. I don't want no divide. I don't want no misconceptions. He said, she said, let's deal with it right now. And that's the one thing that I love about him just as a man of God, is that that's always how he moves. And that's always how I've known KG. If it's Jesus, I want to rock with it. If there's an issue, I want to deal with it. And if any way that we can represent the heart of Christ, man, I want to display that. So that's something that I definitely wanted to share behind the scenes to be able to show y'all about my brother. But I wanted to get into this topic about Kingdom Family. I wanted to kind of pick your brain about this because I know a lot of people could see y'all, right? And going back to the social media thing, they see you traveling with your family. But I don't think they know what completely goes into what you travel with your family, man. So I want you to kind of share on that, man. And a lot of people could see like the highlight moments on social media, but they really don't see what goes behind having a whole family that does music. Y'all like the Jackson 5s over there. Y'all got y'all's whole family in this joint, right? So I mean, and hardship comes with that. Great stuff comes with it as well too, right? But as a man of God, like what is like the core values and the core principle on moving as a kingdom family, as the man of God that is leading this ship for the Santiagos and God using y'all in this mighty way, from you as the leader going down to the KK, right, and the baby girls, right? Like how what is those core values and the mindset that you lead with, my bro?
Man, I just believe, man, my situation was kind of different, of course, because my family was saved before I was saved. So, like, I didn't know no core values. Like, I was the opposite of them. It was like the devil living in the house with all men and women of God. You know what I'm saying? Right. So then, long story short, man, when I gave my life to Christ and all of that stuff happened, man, and I started walking for the Lord, I started getting in my word, and God began to speak to me. And I was reading all of these things that as a man of God and a leader, the things that you need to do, in your household for God's word to move in your life. And I know that the word it don't come back void. It's true. So, I always instill in my family, man, as long as when we get booked in places, it could be 13, 14 hours. Some places we have to fly because it's too far to drive, but I try to include all of them because I feel as though I leave no room for the enemy because my whole family do music. So some events people just book me and the young disciples and they won't book my wife.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, well, I'll be back, me, it's me and the young disciples, and then, the enemy could get in our head and be like, well, you're not worthy, like they're not booking you and all of this. So I always include all of them. And it's a price behind it. The behind the scenes is every McDonald's stop is $60. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we stop 3 times a day and we're on the road for 3 days. So, a lot of people, they always say, man, I don't see why these dudes in Kingdom Music, they charge to come out. It's because what you don't know is, like I said, every McDonald's stop is $60. 3 times a day, that's $180 a day. And then you do that times 3 days. So if you ain't rich,
come on,
you're going to stop traveling quickly. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a lot of that, man. But I always instill in my family, man, like, that we move together as a unit,
right?
And that we go out there and we give people Jesus as a unit, whether you book, whether I'm not booked and it's just the young disciples, whatever. And it also give us time, like when we traveling, even in a car for 14 hours, just to get to know each other better and focus on our word and put God first for real. It ain't just like a clothing brand or merch. It's really like that, bro. So like the behind the scenes over here is that we really love people and we really love God first. And like if we could travel together everywhere, we would. Some places, like I said, we don't because we have to fly and plane tickets is hard for people to pay for 6 plane tickets.
That's
like some people do though. Like we travel a lot of places where they do pay for it, man. So the behind the scenes, man, is always to lead them and lead in Christ. It ain't me they following because they know the old me.
Yeah.
They ain't want to follow that guy. Like so I gotta really be who I am on stage and in front of people, the same way at my crib, man. And I love Jesus at my crib. I do whatever I could do for my kids. We do Wednesday Bible studies at the house. It's like a lot of behind the scenes, man, that we don't post on Facebook or nothing. And we get it in together. And then we have those moments to where we done ran into problems, like as a family, which you know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't a perfect thing, man, but it's a godly thing. And it just helps us to grow even during the hardships and stuff like that, man. So I just believe that putting Jesus in the center of your family, put him in the center, but first put him in front.
Yeah.
And then move behind him, and then everything that you do, you seek him. Because just like you, like your wife depend on Fred, your kids depend on Fred, but who Fred depend on? And that's God. You know what I'm saying? So if you depending on God and you talking to God and you still in tune with God and your word and everything, then when your family looking at you, they're not really seeing KG or Fred. They're just seeing the Jesus that's in us from you know what I'm saying, from digging in that word and following Jesus, man. So to all of the people that got family out there, man, like you don't have to be no rappers, singers, none of that. Put God first in your life for real, like 100%, and watch what God do with your family. And it ain't no secrets over here, man. That's what we do. So.
I love that because that's a great thing because I think people put you on the eye for what they see on social media. They see the traveling, they see the shows, but they just don't see the hardships that go behind it. Right? Ephesians, the Bible scripture he talked about very well and he puts in the actions is Ephesians 5:22 and 23, right? And it talks about that the wives submit yourselves to your own husband as you do to the Lord. And for the husband, he is the head of the wife, as the Christ is the head of the church and his body, in which is our Savior. So when we get this order right and we put God first and we put the position in with our marriages and stuff like that, you see the awesomeness. What you see is order. What you see is kingdom. What you ain't seeing is a rapping husband, a singing wife, talented kids. You seeing the kingdom, right? And that's the thing that everybody wants to. What should our heart desire is to push first. You should want to. We want to show y'all God. We want to show you the character of Jesus. We want to show you the kingdom. And then the tool that people have, the tool that this family have is rapping and singing and worshiping the Lord. And then we could put that up in a place where y'all receive it. But even behind that, I don't think people know the warfare that comes with it. The attacks that come with it, right? Even you having a family and dealing with issues, right? And dealing with circumstances and situations, people will be like, well, I didn't think that was going to come from the Santiagos. Well, you know what? We're imperfect people serving the perfect God, striving to be better each and every day. So, yes, I have teenage boys. Yes, I have teenage girls. Yes, I have baby kids, right? And all of them are imperfect, but we serve a perfect God. So what I love about it is keeping that motto and understanding just to keep the structure of the kingdom behind it. I think it puts healthy things in perspective for people, right?
Yeah.
So we could deal with it in a healthy way of that instead of not acting like the man of God or not acting like the person that they see on social media or at the events, but that we're the same man of God behind closed doors and providing. What I love about KG, and a lot of people don't know, and I'm not gonna put too much of his business out there, but when he's traveling, he travels and they go and they do full-time ministry. When he goes home and he works too. He got his own job, he got his own business that he busts his butt doing at home as well too, to provide for his family. But one thing I love about KG as well too is I want to tell y'all, just to give y'all a little more insight and a little more about who Kevin Santiago is one thing that I love about it is he trusts the people that God has placed around him. Right? I take it as an honor and a privilege to be able to serve on my brother. And a lot of people, what do you mean? You go out and serve. When I'm at the events, I serve my brother. We're going to do whatever we need to do. But behind closed doors, y'all seen the young disciples on here. And when we were on here with the young disciples, it was real. And we talked about real life situations that they dealt with as young men. But not only that, I love it as the man of God that, he does what he needs to do biblically at his house, right? But he also trusts the people who are in his family's life as well, too. Yeah. And I get the role of being able to help disciple Chris and help Kevin and to do those things. And that's one thing that I love because our circle may not be big, it may not be grand, but we trust the people that are in the circle to be able to say, man, if you ever see my son out of line, Santiago, you have the authority to check him, right? Man, and that's the same thing because he desires my son to do good just as much as I desire his son to do good. And that's the kingdom thing about it. And that's the thing about having a kingdom family. It's not just with them. It's the family under this umbrella. Whoever represents Jesus Christ is my brother. Yep. Whoever loves Jesus, whoever rocks with Jesus is my brother and my sister. And we are family together, right? So, Kevin, I wanted to ask you this as well, too. So people see all of these things, man, and I touched on it just a little bit. But having this family that is administering the things that you face, people think just because y'all a family, y'all have, a good thing going on and y'all do travel, I think they exempt the warfare that y'all have to deal with behind what y'all do. And as a family, and I've heard some of the stories and some of the things that y'all deal with. And trust me, I know it because I've seen it firsthand with them as well too. But that's how you know, and that's how I know that this family is ordained by God to do the ministries that they're doing because the attacks that come with it. So I'll give you the floor, man, if you want to share a story or something like that, man, for the people to be able to understand that when you got your whole family in this thing, that devil hates that. Like, he truly hates that. He does not want to see your family united. He wants to see it divided because he wants to see families fall. He wants to see young kids resenting their dads and their moms. And when they get old enough, they don't want to serve the Lord anymore. But one thing I love about him is even through the warfare, which he will explain in a minute, his kids are sold out for Jesus. Hallelujah. Imperfect or not, that's the one thing that I love about him is that they've done as a mom and as a dad, as a ministers of the gospel. Their kids love Jesus. And I ain't afraid when they get older that they're going to walk away from them. But talk about some of the warfare that y'all face, man, in the midst of having this kingdom family that goes out and does full-time ministry. Man.
So this for all the artists out there, that the guys and females that, you know what I'm saying, they see a platform and, ain't nothing wrong with seeing a platform and you like to rap for the Lord or sing for the Lord, man. Like, when you really, truly sold out for Jesus and your job become getting on a plane or getting in a car and driving from state to steal souls back from the enemy.
Come on.
He see your schedule online. He see everything about you. So before you get to that spot, it's going to be warfare all on the road, all on the airplane and the airport. So we don't like to paint a picture that it's a perfect thing. We follow God with a perfect family and nothing go wrong. We just had an event, man, where we went to Montana. We got booked in the Airbnb, got to the Airbnb, and I walked around and prayed. I opened this door and they had a basement. Where I'm from in New Orleans, we don't have basements. So I'm like, man, what is this? So I go downstairs, man, and it's super spooky looking. Ain't nothing painted, paint peeling off the walls, and I walk behind the steps. And they got a big cage behind the steps with a black bird inside of the cage, but it's like a statue of a bird with red eyes. So I'm looking and I'm like, I always know that the enemy, you know what I'm saying, the enemy, he got tactics. So I'm like, man, I rebuke this. So I go to praying over the place, man. I go upstairs, close the door. Long story short, man, we continue with the day, get ready for the event the next day. And that night, man, I just couldn't sleep. Like I felt the eerie feeling inside of this house. So, I gotta protect my family. So all of them knocked out sleeping. I'm up trying to figure it out. Like, and I'm like, maybe I'm just tripping. Long story short, I go to sleep. I'm having nightmares about warfare, demons, all of these things, right? So we wake up in the morning, and I tell them about my dream and everything. We getting ready to go do sound check. So I say, man, look, before we do sound check, I already know that it's gonna be powerful. God ain't gonna bring us all the way to Montana. Let's get in a quick little Bible study and word real quick before we leave, and then let's get prepared, man. So we jump in the word, and in the middle of us in the word, the people who booked us called and told us that the Airbnb people called them and told them that we use like a swimming pool worth of water in the house. And I'm like, man, we just got here last night, and we all took a shower and went to bed. So long story short, they interrupted our Bible study, which I know that's the enemy because it was getting good. So I hung up with them, let them figure that out. Jump back in the word. I sent Chris upstairs to go grab something. In the middle of him going upstairs, we hear a loud, like something fell, like the ceiling fell up there. Boom! And then you hear footsteps running across the floor upstairs. So Chris run down the steps, and he like, see, Dad, I heard running. And in a wall, this piece of plywood fell off the wall, like it's like an attic thing. So I go up the steps, bro, and the whole top of the railing is lift up and through across the room, bro, like 20 feet across the room. The plywood is off the wall, ripped off the wall, and it's a demonic spirit in the house. So this the behind the scenes where nobody don't see. So you think you're just gonna go rap for God and do all of this and go home and chill, like? So anyway, I call the people. I'm like, look, I say, I know this super weird. I don't know if y'all believe in all of this stuff, man, but this is what happened. Can y'all come over? I'm gonna go grab my family a hotel room. Fast forward, the lady like, what? Like, you sure? And I said, just come to the house. Let me show you something. She come to the house. I show her where the railing lift up across the room. I said, pick that railing up for me. She try to pick it up. It's too heavy. Like, I said, you feel how heavy that is? How did that get 20 feet across the room? So she like, you know what? I'm going to book the hotel room. Long story short, Fred, we get to the hotel room. It's a nice DoubleTree hotel. And what we didn't know is whatever it was in that house followed us to the hotel. We check into the hotel, and we're on the 15th floor. We get on the elevator. By the time we get to like going up 10 floors, the elevator lights start flickering. The elevator shut off and start shaking like an earthquake inside of the elevator. My whole family screaming in the elevator. I'm telling them to be quiet because I'm scared as I don't know what to be. You know what I'm saying? To be honest.
Yeah.
So I go to praying, man, I rebuke you, da 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 da. And then the elevator door open, and when the elevator door open, we stuck in between two floors. We looking at the floor in the middle. So I gotta pick my baby up and put her to the floor and pick all my whole family up and climb out of the elevator, bro. And we sitting there praying, man. And like I say, I'm transparent, bro. I'm scared as I don't know what. Like I love Jesus and everything, but
it's a lot going.
I was spooked. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that happened. We get to the room, we prayed in. And then my family's scared to get back on the elevator because it's time to go to the event. And I'm telling them, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to be scared because I don't want you to fake your feelings. But we worship a God that's bigger than that, man. So I say, look, I'm going to get on the elevator first and go down, and I'm going to call you if, you know what I'm saying? If I don't call you, that means the elevator fell. You hear me? So long story short, I get down there, bro. We do the event. We finish the event, and I'm going to wrap it up. We do powerful events. People getting set free. You ain't even got to really touch them. They laying in the spirit. Everything, all of this stuff is happening, bro. And after I finished, the lady walked up to me and said, hey, I wanted to talk to you about that house. I said, what's up? She said she spoke to the people who own the house. They said they cleaned the house before they left. They don't know where that cage came from. They don't know where that bird came from in the cage and all of these things. So I say that's just one event, man. I done had events where we ain't even get to go up and do no music where they say, hey, a demonic spirit, like it manifested, and they telling me it want to speak to me in a room. And I'm like, man, to me, like, and when I get there, it's cursing me out and telling me it's going to kill me and my family and all of these things. We're in there from 7 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning. That happened in El Paso, Texas. And that's just a couple of things, man. So not to scare anybody, man, but just know one thing, man.
I think that's good. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you walking for God for real, and you know if you walking for God for real, a lot of us say, man, And I love Jesus, man. I love God. But you know one thing, the things that you really love, you're willing to die behind that. So if somebody was to call you and tell you, man, if you don't stop smoking or whatever you do, you don't stop. You don't have to be smoking, but whatever, you don't stop smoking. The next time you light up a cigarette, I'm gonna kill your son or daughter. You love your son or daughter so much you'll never touch that cigarette again because you really love them. But if somebody tell you, man, look, I think you should stop smoking because I feel like God wants you to be pure, and you say, man, I do love Jesus, but I'm still gonna smoke. And he said, but look, if you don't change the way you living, then you could wind up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the outcome.
So my point is, man, when you love Jesus for real, and you really walking for Jesus, and you really doing this, taking back souls, which I'm not, is Jesus using us to do it. You better believe that warfare gonna come. You better believe that he gonna come in between brothers and sisters, people you really love. They're gonna have people that you've been rocking with forever before you got saved, and they ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with you. It's because it's the Jesus inside of you, like, and you gotta be ready to really do that. Like, if nothing ain't happening to you and you love Jesus and you still doing whatever you want to do, you still messing with the drugs or fornicating and all of these things, and you like, man, it's cool. That mean I'm gonna be truthfully honest with you because I like to keep it real. That mean you really ain't got the Holy Spirit. You heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you say you love God, but when you love him for real, then you let some things go, man, and you go 100 for him. So they got warfare. So when you really doing this ministry stuff, even with Fred, Brian, Twan, Young Bro, all my brothers, man, like it's really warfare behind the scenes, man.
I was just talking to B about it when I was just Jared over just when the people go out, they see these moments where like awesome souls and they see the pictures and they see all of that. And I got another question I want to lead to because I know you will be able to talk to on it as well too. But they see these things, right? And I refer back to social media a lot because a lot of people don't know everybody personally. They know us through following, they know us through liking, they know us through all of that other stuff, right? Pictures and all of these other things. But they see these awesome, impactful, powerful moments, right? But don't know, like behind the scenes, it was craziness. Now I'll tell you this, and I'll be super honest and transparent with you. Is some of my moments, man, that I've preached the gospel. I argued with my wife. Like we arguing and we fighting, right? My kids are acting up. My little 5-year-old spoiled. I just had to spank him, right? My other son getting on my nerves. I don't like how you responded to me. And we trying to just get out to go to church. We trying to get out to go to church, right? So we have these moments where a lot of people just see these things, man, and just not knowing that everybody is normal people. Some may have a podcast, some may have 1 million views, other may have great YouTube videos, but we're people who struggle as well too. And that's what I love about bringing my brothers on that God is utilizing so y'all can be able to see the authentic things that they have to go through as well too. So I wanted to ask you leading into that is what's some of the awesome and authentic ways that God is using y'all's ministry and what are y'all seeing God do in the people when y'all do go? Because I know it's various different things. The same mission is the same mission, right? To go out, cast out demons, devils, preach the gospel, see souls saved, people repenting. But how are you seeing God use y'all's ministry in a unique way?
I see God using us, man, because it's a rule. It's a rule over here. Just like you said, bro, be transparent with people. Like, so when we at these events, man, we not walking around praying for people saying this how you do it. This if you we saying like they walking up and they're like, man, I got bro, I can't let go of the weed. And I'm like, bro, I was the same way. Like I used to have to smoke 10 times, 20 times a day, bro. Like, and then I tell them some of my flaws, like, get angry, like quick to get into anger. Like I'm still dealing with that. Like it ain't, like the road, like people cut you off and roll. So I'm always praying, bro. Like please, like take that away from me. So our family, man, is valued upon being transparent. Just like the issue with Chris that he was going with, like when he went straight to B, like that ain't just because he decided to go straight to B. It's just because that we formed in our family to where as if you going through something, you get with somebody. If you don't feel comfortable bringing it to me, because he know I'm gonna get on it. Like he know how I am. You know what I'm saying? So he'll bring it to B, but now he just told me not just because you're on a podcast, but he feels super loved by you because you always there for him. Like when he feel like he can't come to me, then he like I'm gonna go to Fred. Like and you always pray with him and walk him through it, man. So back to the question, like we formed off of truth, bro. Like and not hide nothing. We don't give the enemy no room to use nothing against us. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Today tomorrow, if I slip tomorrow and go smoke something, like I'm man, I'm gonna hit one of y'all up and say, "See, bro, like this just what happened. Like, if I gotta sit down, it is what it is. But we don't really have time to play, man. You don't know if the Lord coming today or tomorrow. So we based off of letting people see the transparency. And even when Chris went through that, man, at the events, I didn't go up on the stage and then the people just wondering, I wonder why Chris ain't go up. Like, I'm like, hey, look, me and my family up here, my little son going through that. Pray for him. He holding the camera right now. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't got time to hold nothing back, man. So I believe if you transparent, bro, and God could use you. And I feel like he using, you say the same mission, but everybody got that different thing that they've been through that God will use to you know what I'm saying, to set people free. And I feel like with the family, the reason he moved us as a unit is because our family was super jacked up 8 years ago, bro. Like, it was all the way tore up. When I tell you all the way tore up, I had a Christian wife that loved the Lord, and my kids was Christian, and I come inside from the worst things you could think about, bro. Some stuff I can't even share on here, like shootouts, everything, like. And then I step in there and they praying for me, and I'm shoving them out the way, like, man, I don't believe in all of that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and I'm walking back at the house and they praying, man. So I believe that God took all of that and molded me and used me so when I go to these events and they got these families that super tore up. That I could tell them, they like, bro, you don't even understand it. I'm like, bro, I all the way understand. Like, it was like some Saul to Paul stuff. Like, it was like when Saul was persecuting Christians and killing Christians. I ain't feel nothing. I grew up Catholic and everything, bro, but I ain't feel like I ain't never heard God talk to me. All I did was went to church and kneel down and stand up, took catechism, communion, the whole 9 yards, like. And I did all of these things, so I just felt like I knew they had a God, but he never spoke to me like my wife said. He spoke to my kids, like. So I was missing that part, bro. Like, so I just feel as though he used us, bro, because he really showed me in my testimony when he woke me up at 4:00 in the morning for 5 days in a row. Like, he really showed me he really loved me and he there for me. So that's why I go so hard, like, and that's why I could get past. I see them comments on my kids' YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, they show me the Instagram. I ain't on Instagram. My kids run that, but they show me the comments, bro. Like, and pre-Christ, that would have did something to me, bro. Like, but now, man, I'm so focused on Jesus, bro. Like, and walking this thing out, like, and like I tell people, man, I ain't gonna play both sides of the fence, like, because if I really wanna, my thing was, like I said, smoking a lot of weed. Like, if I really wanted to dip with that, then I'm not gonna follow God, and I'm not gonna go to these events and flying all over the world, having my family shaking in the elevator and doing all of these things to tell people, hey, I think you should live pure and clean, and then you know what I'm saying, I'm behind the scenes. So I think he just uses us as a family, bro, to show people that
I love
that it ain't, you could never be too lost as a family, even if you're a believer in your wife. The people that's watching, if the man is a believer and your wife is like, she don't really believe and she still want to do the club thing, or vice versa. If the wife is a believer and the husband, man, I'm here to tell y'all that we was the complete opposite on the spectrum. Like for real. Like, and then God used us, man, and now I know he real. Like, he could do it, man. But my wife she prayed and people told her get rid of me. That we were. They like to use the word, y'all not equally yoked. And then, they use it out of context, man, when God ain't in no box and his thoughts are not ours. And she had enough heart and enough wisdom to know that the Bible said to pray without ceasing. They prayed for me, stood there for me, went through the persecution and everything. And then now this is the fruit of it, like, and I can't let that go, bro. I done been in a lot of situations, you know what I'm saying? Females in the inbox, everything. And it's hard as a man to deal with all of these different things, bro. But when you look at the outcome of it, bro, like, I can't let them down, and I can't let myself down, bro. And most of all, I can't let God down. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. And that should be super encouraging. Like he said, to the ones who are don't give up. Just don't give up, man. And that's how I see them in a unique ways, transparent and raw with it as well too. And it took me a minute, and I know a lot of people, but he shares his testimony through his music. But that's something that is awesome, and I love that he shares from y'all, from where he was at and to where he's at now, and how God is transforming him. Where he wasn't a man of God, but his family was serving, and now that he's serving, he's leading the right way. And one thing that I love that he said that I don't want y'all to miss as well too, especially having a family that serves in ministry alongside with you, is don't forget to utilize them as well too. A lot of the times we could see the people in the choir who could sing, we see the talented people, but your kids have something to offer as well too. And it's our job as parents to cultivate that inside them. It's our job as parents to make sure as we're following God and God is as we're following God, right? And we have our family following us and they're following God, everything works in unison. So I shame on us if we're just going out and preaching to everybody else and teaching everybody else and using everybody else's gift, but we're not using our own. My daughter, a lot of people don't see my kids that they're quiet, they're really to themselves, but I know the power that my kids have inside them. Like I truly do know that. And I want to cultivate that inside them because we're cultivating the next ministers and teachers and preachers, evangelists of the gospel, right? And we can't just do that outside for everybody else and miss it in the inside of their own house, right? So I love that about KG and Sister Gina as well, too, is that they're doing this for their kids. And they've shown their kids the way, man. If it's not coming to me, and that's one thing that I push on my family, if it's not coming from me, go to somebody. Like, I want you to be free to be able to share with me, but go and get something that you need spiritually. If it's my pastor, if it's a brother in Christ, if it's like, go and get what you need. And what I love about that, man, is that you find the balance in that as well too. You don't let them get so far off that you no longer dad, right? But you keep the balance in there with them as well too. Man, I love that insight on that and what y'all continue to do, man. And I just pray that God continues to move and use y'all in a mighty way. I just wanted to give the people just a little glimpse of what it is and what y'all go through as a family, but the core values of what y'all do to stick together. And a lot of things, I think sometimes people think that it's cliche because we're a big family and you're a big family that serves the Lord. See, my family came to the Lord together, and the only ones that are still serving God is me and my mom's and my family, right? But when we got saved, my brothers, my sister, her husband, her kids, all of them have departed from the Lord and are back in the world, like completely entrenched in the world. And I'm like, man, God, like I came with my family and now I have my family still there, but I desire my brothers and sisters with me. I desire my nieces and nephews with me, and they no longer serve the Lord. But when I look from the outside in and I look what God has done for your family, I look what he's doing with me and his nephews, I look what God is doing, man, and I'm like, man, if God has done it for them, I draw encouragement from that as well, too. It says he's doing that for them and keeping them unified and bringing some back and restoring and healing. I know he could do it for mine as well, too. So I love that about y'all, and I just want to let y'all know personally, that's where I draw hope from as well, man, from y'all and just seeing y'all as a family. And then just seeing the boys and being on the video game with the boys and them, me being an uncle to them and them being my nephews, I truly take that as a kingdom, task to be able to make sure that we're just constantly building the kingdom, man. I wanted to do it as we go off from that, man. We were going to spend a little bit of time on that. If y'all had any questions, man, feel free to ask about it as well, too. If you want to hit us up, that's definitely something that we definitely want to do it as well, too, man. We're not that hard of accessible people to be able to reach out to and to be able to ask for prayer as well, too. But I did have something I wanted to talk to you about, Kevin. Two things, all right?
I bet.
Two things, yeah. Two things I wanted to talk to you about. Who got the best food? Because I know you're in New Orleans. I know and I know you travel. So if you're going to be biased. But who has the best food from where you have traveled so far? Who has it?
Including where I live? Or
including where you live at, bro, because I've heard great things about it.
New Orleans, bro, like, it ain't just because of where I'm at, like, it just,
I've heard
Cajun food with that seasoning, plus I cook, so I be super picky, bro. Like, if you come here, you ask, look, do me a favor, ask Antoine Hill, he gonna keep it all the way real, even if you don't like it. Ask him where the best food at. Ask anybody that come, ask PJ, whoever. Matter of fact, I'm inviting you to New Orleans to come judge this. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta get out
there. But definitely New Orleans number one.
New Orleans number one?
New Orleans number one. And then I gotta say, man, I gotta say that the other spot is super, cause Texas be having some good barbecue. I ain't gonna front on that.
Okay.
But I went to Kansas City and they got the good soul food in Kansas City, Missouri. They got the good soul food and everything, bro. So
Kansas?
So yeah, Kansas
I
City.
ain't never heard of Kansas on the mark of food ever in my life, bro.
No, Kansas City was Missouri, not Kansas.
Okay, Missouri.
Yeah, so you know that's where the barbecue sauce come from, the KC masterpiece. You heard me?
Okay, so they got that orange barbecue sauce, don't they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
So
feel
so
you.
yeah, man. But Texas, man, y'all barbecue go hard. Like y'all brisket ain't nothing to play with. You know what
So
I'm
y'all
saying?
got
I
barbecue out there
like
in New
cash.
Orleans?
Huh?
Y'all got barbecue out there, but it ain't like that.
Oh yeah, but we barbecue different. So y'all got like a dry like barbecue. So when I first ate barbecue in Texas, I was looking to see it sauce down, like dripping with
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So like when I barbecue, I take the chicken, I bake it first, I pre-bake it,
And then
and
you
then get
put
that seasoning in it,
uh
and then I nesty plunge that thing in the barbecue sauce and throw them on the grill. You
huh.
hear me? So when I went to Texas, I'm like, they gave me a barbecue plate, and I'm looking at the chicken like, where the sauce at? And they like, man, that's how we barbecue. So I mean, it go hard though. You know what I'm saying?
All
So number
right.
one, New Orleans.
Okay.
Number two, Texas with the barbecue, the dry barbecue, and then Kansas City with the soul food.
Okay,
You hear me?
Kansas.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie,
you know,
Kansas City it's a sleeper. I ain't never heard it. That's a sleeper one for me, man. All
yeah,
right.
look, I would sleep on it too till I went there and I ate, but I can't say it's for the whole place because I only ate at that one spot, so I'm judging. I might have went to the best place in the city. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but
I
if we
love
going
it.
with number one, it's straight up New
Hey,
Orleans.
I've heard
Who
nothing
that?
but great things about New Orleans food.
Yeah,
Everybody who says it, everybody that I ask that random question like New Orleans, and I ask that to my guys who travel like Twan B. I think B. Yeah, Twan B. Of course, because you live there. I think Z has even told me he liked New Orleans. Who else? Everybody
yeah,
that tells me
bro.
when they travel to New Orleans, they got the best food, hands down. So
Ask George. That's what I want you to
George
ask.
too, brother George.
George Flores.
Yep.
Look, he's like the dude that traveled with the blind spiky head that go all over the world looking for the
Guy
best food.
Fieri.
Hey man, the food was so good. Let me tell you this quick little thing. Let me tell you how good the food is. I wish George is on this live so he could testify to this. I took him to this place called Castnet for a shrimp po' boy. Not the po' boys you get out of town. Like I'm talking about French bread. Like it gotta be French bread
Okay,
for
I seen
real in
that.
the
Yeah,
po'
no,
boy.
I've seen him.
So look, so I take him to get this po' boy like with the deep fried shrimp, but it gotta be seasoned right. I said, bro. He was like, man, bro, I done had some good shrimp po' boys. I'm telling you, this place. I say, listen, bro, like I'm willing to put everything I got on the line. So I take him to this place and I drive him to the lakefront after we go eating and sitting on the lake fellowshipping. So they got cars parked next to us. So on the lake, that's where a lot of your activity take place. So you might have a car next to you where they're doing a drug deal. You might
Oh
have another car
shoot.
next to you where they're getting it in,
Oh
getting
shoot.
busy or whatever. So it just so happened that the car next to us on the left, it was getting busy. You hear me? So look, so we get out the car to eat the sandwich, and George bit the sandwich, and it was so good. He said, "Damn, loud." And the dude jumped out the car, pulling his pants up, and thought he was saying "damn" because he saw them in the car, and he was like, "Hey, bro," and he like, "Nah." George told him, "Nah, it's because of how good this po' boy is." And the dude started laughing. You heard me? So that's how good the food is. So yeah, bro. So if George, if you on
That's
this
the
live, you
wildest
better
story
listen.
I've ever
Hey,
heard.
bro. He said, "Damn, loud, loud," and the girl covered herself, and the dude jumped out the car ready.
That
Proper
is
flip,
so
you heard me?
crazy and unfortunate for both of y'all, man. That is
Bro,
wild, bro. What
the
the heck,
dude was
man?
so mad, man. And when George told him, "Bro, it's because I'm not from here, and I
It's
just
the
tasted
po'
shrimp po'
boy,
boy."
bro.
And he says from Castnet, and the dude said, "I feel you," then and start laughing as I would have said it too, bro. Yeah, bro.
Oh
Crazy.
shoot, bro. Hey man, on to the next question, bro. All right, man. I know it's Thanksgiving season, man. What is it for you? Because we're gonna see this debate. Somebody gonna post about it, somebody gonna say something, man. All right. Is it I'm a dressing guy. Like it's
Right,
dress. We make dressing. We don't make stuffing. Stuffing and
right.
dressing are two completely different things.
Yeah.
Which one do you make? Do you make stuffing or do you make dressing, or do you think stuffing and dressing are the same thing?
Nah, so stuffing and dressing is two completely different things. But we make for a lot of years we made this. I ain't make it for the last 2 years, but we make something called oyster dressing. So
Wow.
oyster dressing is yeah, you chop up French bread and you get your ground meat and your oysters and you make this dressing out of that. But then there's also stuffing, which is like your box stovetop stuffing and stuff like that. And then we also make a milleton dressing,
What's that?
and you eat that. The dressing's so good. So it's mirliton. Some people call it cayette in Spanish. They call it cayette. I don't know how
I ain't
to
never heard of
pronounce it
this.
right, but it's
Please
called
tell me what it
mirliton.
is.
It's So remember I made that mirliton pie. I don't know if you have my mirliton pie
I haven't
that
had it.
Twan and them talk about. So I take a vegetable and make a sweet pie out of it. But ask Twan and Brian and Monica and Portia and all of them about that. But yeah, everybody. So now I gotta make you a mirliton pie. But dressing and stuffing two different things. And stuffing, dressing should be so good you ain't gotta stuff it in nothing.
Facts. It's a side dish that you eat, right? It's a side. So
yeah, it's like a casserole.
Come on now. So stuffing is what you stuff in the turkey, right? And it's used some like bread. They use bread. And then it has like I'm gonna tell you why I don't like stuffing and stuffing. I've tasted some of my Caucasian friends stuff, and it had raisins and grapes in it. And I'm like, don't you ever give me this ever again.
No sir.
No sir. I'm sorry. I need some seasonings. I need that joint to be wet and have some gravy on it too. But if what you talking about, whatever you talking about, the oyster one, that's super interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a big seafood guy, but I'll try it. The last one that you said, I'm all in for it.
Yeah, bro. Look that up, bro. So yeah, that's look. It's popping right now. So I got PJ. He should be here at 11 o'clock. He on the way to my crib right now.
Ooh, y'all gonna get it in.
Then I got Lance Blake on the way too. He coming tomorrow. Like, y'all you know what it is. Lance still with me for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my bro.
Hey, if y'all don't know this about Santiago, this man is a cook too. He loves to cook. He be making he has the gumbo that is highly sought after and rated by the squad. I'm telling you that. A lot of stuff. Twan gives this dude props for his food all the time. And what he cooks, man. And every time I've seen him go and catch the fish, skin the fish, and cook the fish. And he does it all by himself, and I've seen it. So I salute him. I like to cook as well too, but mine, I stick to the Mexican food. I stick to what I know as well too, and I try to do my best and do it well. But my brother, I think he has a different level of cooking because Cajun food is not easy to make.
Hey, look, I'm publicly inviting you to slide to New Orleans, bro. Look, you're exactly 6 hours and 56 minutes.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, you're not far at
all.
Bro,
I think you like 15 hours away, bro. That's not that bad.
Nah, you like it, but if you round it off, you're about 7 hours from
That's
me,
not
bro.
that bad. You wanna know how long that'll take me to get there?
Huh?
That'll take me 2 days to get to your house.
Why?
I hate driving.
Oh man, you look, pop you on some good music. Get you a little snack from Buc-ee's, just right there.
Just start going, bro. My wife need to drive. Hey, everybody in the comments, man, say, hey, Fred's wife, please learn how to drive so y'all can go more places. Because if it's Fred, you got 3 hours in me, and I ain't driving no more after that. I'm gonna stop and get a hotel after 3 hours. That's just me.
Bro. Now you make it this way. I'm telling you, bro. We gonna get it in.
No, I'm excited. I'm definitely. Hey, you know what? I'm definitely gonna plan for that. On my wife's next vacation, I'm gonna line it up and I'm gonna get it with you as well too.
I'm gonna set something up, bro. That's another thing, man. That I love to do with the ministry, man. With my brothers, man. Like I know each and every one of y'all. All of y'all have busy lives. So I always, I believe I'm called by God to be in the ministry, to press the pause button.
I love that.
And then set up vacations, bro. Like
I love that
because really and truly, a lot of ministries that's together, they do ministry together, but they're not really family like that. So I just believe like that's why I did, even this year, like B hit me up and he was like, man, I'm hurt, man. Like you ain't coming to the crib for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, bro, like. You know, I got it. We was in a thread about fishing, and he was like, "I bet you I won't slide by Santiago for Thanksgiving like last year, because they had it here last year."
Yeah.
And then so I'm at work, and I see the thread, and I'm like, they like, we can slide through. I said, man, you don't gotta ask that question. Pull up. You heard me? So we locked in.
I love that.
But PJ the only one locked in. B and them, they had to figure it out, and then they did some stuff with the family. So they're like, you coming? I'm like, nah, I locked in with PJ. We fishing and everything. And he was like, man, but long story short, man, I feel like I've been putting in minutes. This the first year in about 4-5 years that I ain't spending with my brothers. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I know
So
y'all always
we
together on that.
trying to.
I always try to get out there, but they got the tradition here that we got to cook here. I'm like, they make it hard on me
So
for me to
look,
go.
I'm about to try to set something up for Christmas. I want you to come.
Man.
Like, and you know how we get down, man. That's another thing. Finances, yeah, we ain't all got it like that, but we believe in chipping in, baby.
Come on now. Hey, we all carry the load with each other.
So yeah, we set something up, and if that don't work, then I'm gonna set up this big summer thing.
Let's
so
do
where
it.
we all press pause on our schedule.
I need
and we
that.
go spend at least 7 to 10 days with each other, not worrying about no money or none of that.
Come
God
on.
gonna provide. I told Twine that I was like, hey bro, I want you to come to Disney with us. And he was like, man, I ain't never been to no Disney. I ain't got no money like that. I said, you don't got to. God gonna provide for you.
Come on.
And he like, look what he said. He said, yeah, bro, I know that's biblical, but like, you don't understand like how my bank account set up. And I'm like, block these dates off, and I'm gonna see you in Disney World. Don't think about it. Like,
Amen.
And then he did, and God provided from every which way. And then we all went. Like, so it's the same thing with all of my brothers, man, with the Kingdom Music family. Like, I want to do, my goal before I leave this earth is to get all of us together.
Come on.
Every single one of us, and get this super mansion thing.
Let's
and
do
just
it.
Have fun.
I'm excited already. I ain't gonna lie. And my wife is watching, and I know she's like, I'm praying for Fred that he gets up and goes and do it too. So y'all pray for me as well too. I'm excited. I really am. I want to do it.
I'm gonna tell you how much God provides. I'm big on faith, dog. Like, I'm super big on faith. So let me tell you, this how much God can provide. I told Twine and them, I wish he was on here. I told him, I said, look, I want all of y'all to lock in. It was a bunch of us, Mama G, Lil Freddie. It was a bunch of Aaron, a whole bunch of them. I said, God, not only are we all gonna get together, it was like you inviting all these people. How we gonna get a house big enough? I said, God already got it. Like, just let's lock in. So, bro, I go online and I go to book these houses, and I'm like, man, these houses ain't big enough. I find this house, and the person who owned it was from Great Britain on his website, and I looked at his schedule, and the house was booked up the whole year, and it had this 10-day gap. The house was almost $1,500 a night to rent. It was a 12-bedroom, 12-bathroom mansion with a movie theater, grand piano, swimming pool, whatever you can name. So long story short, I spoke to this man, and I was going back and forth with him till we only paid, I believe we all chipped in about $900 a piece, bro. And look, we went for 7 to 10 days for $900. That's less than $100 a day. I mean, less than $150 a day. If the house was so big, Fred, asked Antoine, when we pulled up to it, I thought I got scammed. I walked up to the door, everybody was there, and I put the code in the door, and when we opened the door, it was all marble floors, spiral staircases, grand pianos, and we all had a good time, and we ain't break the bank. Nobody was lacking.
That's all God.
Wherever somebody was lacking, we all chip in, and that's how we move as a family.
I love that.
So,
I love that. That's kingdom. That's kingdom. That's family, man. And I love that. I definitely gonna be involved on this next one for sure. Me and my family, bro. Man. So lock us in for one of them. Amen. Yeah, I love that, man. I love it, man. So we getting down to the end of the podcast, man. And I want to do this with my brother especially. I missed it with Z, but I've done it with everybody else who has been on here. And we rate the shoe haul. I want to rate this shoe haul. If y'all don't know, my brother Santiago is a shoe head as well too. I've heard him tell my shoe collection is not 1% of his shoe collection. And I know him to be a shoe fanatic and a shoe head. Anybody that come on here and be weird, we don't love shoes. They're not our idols. It's not a want. It's not a need that we have to do, but we desire to get them. So that's a way that we express ourselves is through our shoes as well too. So we desire to have them. And if God provides it, he says so. We got all of our other stuff in order. Who cares about what you think anyways? God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Amen. So we're going to do this shoe haul really quick, man. Any of our shoe heads, y'all stay tapped in. We are closing and we are winding down, but we are going to wind down with this shoe haul. I already have it up. This shoe haul right here, Santiago, I don't know. Can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
Do you have another device you can look at it?
Not by me.
To go run and get something to look on Facebook real quick. Because I want you to see this. I want you to see this. Go ahead. I'll stay here with everybody. Man, so Santiago has told me this story, man. So he had closets full of shoes. So this brother, he goes out and he gets them when they drop. So I remember one time we went into a shoe store and there's different. All right, so let me tell you the difference of it for shoe heads. There is shoe stores that we go to, like not famous footwear, Foot Locker, Champs, the Nike store, right? We go to a lot of them. So they have those shoes. It's very hard to get Jordans that you desire at those stores because when they drop, people buy them. They very rarely have them in store. If you go in store, you got to get a raffle ticket. Once you get your raffle, you have to be there at a certain time. If you're not there at a certain time, your shoe is given away to somebody else who's going to pay for it. So there's something else. It's called a consignment store. It's a shoe head store. They have these stores. They have vintage T-shirts. They have all of the Yeezys, all of the Adidas, all of the Nikes, but they're all of the cops that are like the top grade shoes, right? I'm not talking about only the shoes that you can go in there and get at the mall. These are shoes that you can't get. You have to have apps to get them. You have to win the raffle. You have to make sure that you're in line and stuff like that. So the old way they used to do it is you get your ticket, and they still do it very rarely. But you go, you show up the day before, you get your ticket, and then you stand in line, and hopefully you get a pair of shoes. Now you have to go on the website. It's called like the Sneakers app or Flight Club and stuff like that, and wait for them to drop the shoe. You claim your shoe, you buy your shoe, and then they have to mail you your shoe. So there's various different ways to get these shoes now, right? So we were in this one expensive shoe store, and Santiago was looking up all of the marked up shoes. He's like, bro, these shoes are expensive. We all knew that as well, too. I didn't walk out with nothing. I don't think anybody walked out with anything. But Santiago did make a couple of purchases, and he seen the shoes that he wanted inside there. He goes on his app, and it's called the I think he used StockX. He found them for cheaper, and he had them mailed to his store, and he had them mailed to his home before he even got back there, bro. So this dude is a shoe head for sure. He had closets full of shoes. He has told me about all of them, man. So this is a perfect thing to do it with. Is my brother on here? This dude's name is Marcus Rashford. He's a soccer player. So he about to go in here and spend some stacks, if I'm not mistaken, on his shoe haul real quick. I'm gonna tell you this: the last shoe haul we just did last Tuesday on the podcast. It was me by myself, so I did the shoe haul, and it was with Mark Cuban. All right, you know Mark Cuban to be a billionaire. He owns the Dallas Mavericks. You see him on Shark Tank and all that, right?
Yeah.
This dude had the trashiest shoe haul known to man. It was horrible. I think he ended up spending $500, and every shoe that he copped was trash. So it was an F grade. Me, Twan, and T-Strike, we did a shoe haul for, I can't remember who it was. So it's a Mexican artist. His name is, he's a Mexican artist called Peso Pluma. He spent, I think, like 14, 15,000, 16,000. And he was in there with his whole crew. That shoe haul was like probably about a C grade because we took into consideration all his team don't have good taste in shoes because they had some trash shoes, but they were expensive shoes, super expensive shoes. Like they had some Bad Bunny Adidas. It's some Adidas you won't wear. It was horrible. So the grade ended up being a C for that one. T-Strike liked some of the ugly shoes. I didn't like some of them. He didn't like some of the shoes that I liked, so it was a mixed review. So I wanted to do this one with you. The first one we're going to see right now, this dude is a soccer player, so he's about to do his cop. His first cop right now is, let's see it. Let me check it out real quick. His first cop right now is going to be, I think it was a Nike. And we're going to see at the end. So he has the April Skateboard Nike SB Dunks. I'm a dunk fan. I ain't mad at no dunks. This shoe is a dope colorway. It's a dope shoe. I'm not mad at dunks. The price tag, $575. That's a hefty price tag for some dunks. I ain't gonna lie, but this is an exclusive dunk. So, what you think about that one, Santiago?
I think them super fly.
You'll cop those?
Yeah, I cop those, but not for no $575. Nah. but the colorway crazy and how the Nike check set off there is different than how the regular dunks.
Right.
So, yeah, they super fresh too. I get it. I get that shoe at 8.
Yeah, I'll cop it. Not for no $5.75. I'll have to get it at retail. I would have to get it at retail. If I would have to pay $5.75, I wouldn't buy it.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't spend $575.
Yeah.
I ain't got it like that.
No, I would not. I couldn't do it. Even if I did, I wouldn't. This is the next one.
Yeah.
All right, now this is for everybody who's tuning in who's not a shoe head, and for those who know it, it's a highly sought after shoe. It's the off-white Jordan UNC. You can see the price tag. You could probably find them for cheaper. He bought them in a consignment store, so a streetwear store. Let me say a streetwear store first. If I got it for retail, I'll buy that joint. $2,250. I ain't buying those joints, but I want those in my collection.
So look, I don't know where he from, but I would cop them for that $2,250 because here in the United States, that shoe probably worth about $3,250. You hear me? So I would cop them and flip them off the dump.
Bro, I'm telling you, hey, son, bro, these streetwear stores, bro, they be taxing on their they're taxing you for buying the shoe at convenience too. So when you go on the StockX app, it charges you a convenience fee, which I don't think it's convenient. I actually think it's inconvenience because I gotta wait 2 weeks to get my shoe, right?
Right.
But the convenience fee at these streetwear stores, now I'm not talking about Foot Locker, Champs, or anything. I'm talking about when you go in there, they have streetwear, the shoes, they got all the exclusives. They tax on those joints, bro. All of these.
They'll tax you on a shoe that you could get off the shelf. You could get a shoe. They had a dunk in an aftermarket shoe store where we just came from. Them dunks like $115 on StockX. They was selling them for $400. But with StockX do, that extra fee they charge you is worth it because I sell shoes on StockX.
Yeah.
And what that fee is if I put a shoe up there, let's say you wear a 10, right? And I'm selling a Nike Dunk size 10. I gotta mail that shoe to StockX. They gotta authenticate the shoe. And if my box even bent, I didn't have shoes come back because the box was bent. They want the box straight and everything. So that fee that you pay as a buyer is worth it because they're really checking that shoe. Like they checked the shoe so much, like I said, that they sent me a bent box back, and then I just turned around and sold it on a GOAT because you could sell on a GOAT. They have a section where you can say no box, messed up box, whatever. Like.
But did you see the thing that StockX did on there? The change that they did.
What they did?
The one of their main changes that they did on StockX is they saying that they don't guarantee authentic shoes anymore.
Yeah, that's because they got somebody behind the scenes playing games. So when I send them my real shoe, they gonna turn around and send you a 5A shoe. Yeah,
exactly. So he was the first. Santiago was one of the first one that turned me on to the quality of the shoe. I didn't know that there was quality of the shoes. I had my Jordan 13s. My playoff. No, which ones are there? There's some 12s I got. I can't remember which ones they were. And I bought them at the store at Shoe Palace, as a matter of fact, right? Yeah. And I paid for them, and I got them on retail. And I looked at them, and I was like, man, something different about this shoe. And I looked at the another shoe that I seen at a consignment store, right? And I was like, man, this is a little more slender, and like it looks like one of my 13s look a lot more puffy. And I was like, man, this shoe is real, but it has to be a lower grade shoe. There has to be a defect on this shoe somewhere. And come to find out, it was a defect on the shoe, on the 12. It was a real one, but it was a lower grade of the shoe, and it had a defect somewhere on it. I can't tell where the defect's at, but it had a defect somewhere on it, and it looked different.
Yeah, so what they call that, really and truly, it's only gonna be one that's real. So they call that they call it UA, unauthorized authentic, and really and truly, it's as close as it could get to the real thing. And they gonna say it is, but it ain't gonna pass. So when you go try to sell it, the real people that really check the shoe for real, it's gonna fail. You hear me?
They gonna fail my shoe. Hey.
Yeah, so they do that, bro. I had before
they probably took it back or something because I bought it at the store too, and I was like, what they hit me with that?
Bro, I had a little partner up that before I was saved, bro. Like I used to cop shoes from him. He worked at a Foot Locker. And when he knew a shoe was gonna drop, he'll order a ton of the fake ones, and when people go to buy it, bro, he'll scan and pull them.
Oh, he gonna have to catch these hands.
Yeah, they play all kind of games, bro.
That's corny, bro. Yeah, that's super corny, bro. Did you see in the news, bro, that they caught those dudes in California that were robbing the the shipments of the shoes?
Nah.
Go look it up, bro. Go look at they were robbing the trains, bro. They
Oh,
robbed like 10 trains, bro, and they got all of the reimagined Jordans,
man.
bro. They
Yeah.
got all they were hitting on the top of the line Bathing Ape. They were hitting on all of the off whites, and they found where the train was coming. They were hitting these trains, bro. They just got arrested, so they had 3 warehouses full of all of the unreleased shoes, right? Because Nike had canceled a lot of people's orders on the shoes. Come to find out,
Yeah.
they were the ones stealing them in Cali and selling them to the consignment stores at a marked up price, but they got them for free, bro. They just got busted.
That's
just
crazy,
got busted.
bro.
We got this one right here, man. It's the Nike Low, the Purple Pulse. I'm not a fan. I wouldn't wear. It's not an ugly shoe. It's a girl shoe. It looks more so to me.
Yeah.
But it's the Nike Purple Pulse 225. That's not a bad price tag for it. A little marked up, not too bad though.
You know why I think that's a good price for them?
Why?
Because I got them.
You like them? Do you like them?
I got them.
Is it a man colorway or is it a girl colorway?
It's a man colorway, but I wear 8.5 in men. So if a shoe fly enough, I don't care what it says.
Me too. I wear no. I got some shoes that were only released in girl, but they took them up to a size 10.5. I was like, I'm gonna rock those joints regardless. They fit me. Yeah. Hey, and the colorway fire. And they be releasing some girl Jordans that are fire, and we don't get them in men's sizes, but they take them to the men's size.
Yeah, I just got some.
So those are dope. Ain't a bad. 225 ain't bad. So now you got this one right here, the Supreme. Right when you hear that Supreme, you're gonna be paying a little bit of something. So this is an SB Dunk. Yeah. So what you think about this one right here, man? $350, man, for SB. I would not wear this joint.
Hey, that shoe fly though, bro.
Let me tell you this. Anything I see like this, I know you or B will wear it. So I'm not, don't take my taste for it. I'm telling you, I'm plain. Oh, yeah. I'm plain. I am plain. Hey, you'll see me in some black and white, bro. I cannot wear that shoe. I would not know how to wear that shoe, bro. $350, it's cool. A little pricey. I probably won't. I'm sorry, I won't wear it. I won't cop it because I wouldn't know how to wear it. Not no $350. That look like probably about a $200 shoe, $220.
Yeah, they nice though.
That's it right there. All right, cool. Let's see this next one. Now, this one's a fire shoe. This is a nice Panda Pigeon SB Dunk.
Oh yes, sir. Hey, that's exclusive right there. That pigeon
that's
means
different.
Everything.
Bro. That's different. That joint is different. That's a highly sought after shoe. I will need to cop this one. $875 though. Woo! That's a good one. Let me tell you this.
That shoe, not to cut you off, that shoe.
No, go ahead.
I wouldn't spend $875 to wear it. Like I would, if I was to buy that shoe, I would buy it and sit on it because any shoe with that pigeon on it,
sells.
A flipper.
Yeah, they sell. They sell. It's a highly sought after shoe.
Yeah.
That's different. That's that streetwear skateboard, like this old school shoe that they just redid. If I could buy it at a decent price, way under market value, and sell it, that's what I would do. To wear it for $875, I ain't got it. I ain't got it like that. Let's go on to the next, man.
That's a fire shoe, bro.
You got this one right here. This one's crazy. This dude's I guess he loves SB. He got the orange lobsters.
That's the lobsters, bro. Hey, look, let me tell you about them. They come with an orange band on the front of them. You know when you buy a lobster out the supermarket and they got the rubber bands around the front?
Yeah.
So the shoe come with the bands around the front of the shoe on both shoes.
Can you walk on it?
That's a highly sought after shoe, bro. I definitely cop that shoe.
Let me tell you this. For this shoe, for that, $450 is not a bad price tag. I ain't gonna lie. That's a fire shoe. I would get this shoe and wear it. I would find something orange or black to wear. That shoe is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
That's too cold, bro. In real life, that suede on the shoe and all of your aftermarket shoe stores, that shoe probably gone for about $600 for that shoe.
This dude right here, he can't go wrong. This is just a white Air Force. Now, forget everything else it says on this. Is a white Air Force low. Can't go wrong with no white Air Force.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with no white. He got taxed a little bit. Air Force about Air Force about 120 right now.
Yeah, like 120, 150.
Or somewhere around there,
But
right?
but yeah, I definitely cop a white Air Force One. So where I'm from, we don't call them Air Force Ones. We call them G Nikes.
G Nikes.
So if you come to New Orleans and go in a Foot Locker anywhere, and you say, "Hey,
They
give me
don't.
a white pair of G Nikes," they gonna bring that out off the dump.
Oh, so
Yeah,
oh,
like
for real? So we
yeah,
used to call the
we know
Cortez.
that.
We called the Cortez, the Nike Cortez, against the Nike.
Yeah, we call them Project Nikes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I used to
shoot!
want the black was bad when I was
Yeah,
a kid.
you can't go wrong on a white Air Force One. I'm sorry, bro. That mug is
Nah,
fire.
that's one of the best shoes, man.
That's fine. Now you get to this. When you see a Travis Scott name on any shoe, just know you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. Know it's going to be a hardly sought after shoe. This shoe is ugly to me. I won't wear it. It's an Air Max 1. I like Air Maxes. All this brown is just not for me. What about you, Santiago?
So with that shoe, it's a dope shoe.
Okay.
But I rather the Jordan 1 Travis Scott's.
Them are all fine.
I don't really, I never really liked those Air Max. I only rock with Air Max 95s.
Yeah.
And then some of the 97s, but I don't really like that.
Yeah, I'll pass on this one. For 415, it's not that bad. I don't think a lot of people like this one. I don't see a lot of people wearing that for 415 too. This is probably his cheapest. This is probably his cheapest shoe, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, so because all his shoes are thousands in the $1,000 range.
Yeah.
This is probably his cheaper. This is probably the cheapest Travis Scott you could probably get. Let's see. So we get to his total for $5,365. We see what he copped. Now let me tell you this. I'm a little impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Crazy,
I haven't seen a soccer player go in there. No, let me not lie. The first soccer player I seen go inside there was Neymar. I want to say it was Neymar. And Neymar spent like 14 racks. And he got every exclusive shoe that you could think about. And there was nothing really you could say if you just liked the colorway. But this dude right here, I'm not super familiar with him, but I know he's a soccer player somewhere out there. I'm not going to lie. For $5,000, the shoes that he got, I'll give him a strong B. I'll give him a strong B for that cop that he got right there.
Yeah, for that 5, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a A minus, bro.
Okay, that's way big.
Just for the shoes, super dope. The worst one I saw was the Travis Scott, and it ain't that bad. But for 5,000, if you bring that to America, you could turn that 5,000 into about 7,000. Make you a little $2,000.
Make you a little profit. Make you a little profit. He ain't got no bad. He had some good tastes. Them SBs were fire. The off-white was fire. The wackest shoe was that Travis Scott Air Max 1. I can't wear Air Maxes. They hurt my feet. I actually have an Air Max 97 that is just my throwaway shoe. I just wear them everywhere, every day whenever I go out. Right. And them shoes, all Air Maxes hurt my feet because they're so narrow. And I just can't buy them, man. So that was the grade haul, man, for our the shoe haul, the sneakerhead haul that we have and we rate on here, man. We did it with Kevin Santiago. He gave him an A. I gave him a B. That was our shoe haul, man. God bless you, Kevin, man. I love you, my brother, and I thank you for your time and everything that you have, man. I want to also give y'all a heads up and opportunity. I don't know if y'all seen today, but go and check out my brother's page. What's your name on your page? KG Santiago, right?
Yeah.
On Facebook, KG Santiago. He is dropping a new dope, I want to say exclusive hoodie as well too. It's super unique and it's super different. I'm definitely going to be getting me one as well too. But I want y'all to go on his page and go and look at the stuff that he has. My brother's merch brand is God First. He has awesome, dope quality t-shirts and merch. Also, I want y'all to make sure that y'all go and tap into Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all these different things, man, and go out and support him and his family. Young Disciples, Sister Gina, the Young Disciples are working on an album. My brother's always working and staying active for the kingdom to continue to give you positive music for the kingdom as well, too. And this is one of my brothers that you won't, see in any kind of way. And I love to say this, and I say this with the utmost respect and honor to this brother as well too, not just because he's my friend, but he's a man of God, that there's no compromise in that. There's no compromise that you're going to see in his music or his lifestyle. So this is one of the brothers that you want to support. These brothers that I bring on are brothers that I know that I do life with, that I could vouch for, and I could tell y'all, man, it is safe to make sure that y'all allow them to listen to your kids, listen to their music. You could salute and amen. what he posts. He don't post often, but what he does do, your merch does go. When you purchase the merch, it does go in to be able to support his family going out and doing ministry and doing the work of the Lord. Santiago, is there anything that I missed, man? Go ahead. If there's anything that you want to say to anybody, now's the time as we close and fam.
Nah, man, you touched everything, man. I want to thank God, man, for you doing this podcast, bro, to help people, man. And I believe that God put a lot of people around you, bro, like even yourself, man, to be able to use something like this platform to touch people, man. So you touched everything, man. Like you say, man, it's all about Jesus, God first for real, Kingdom Music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Kingdom Music brothers and sisters, and you know what I'm saying, everybody on this podcast that's listening and looking, man. If you ain't following God with 100% of your heart, man, like it ain't too late because you still breathing. So, man, tighten up. You hear me? Like it's either that you never know when it's coming. Like you never know when your time ending, and we all got one goal, man, and that's to lead people to heaven and to make it to heaven. And it's either you're gonna spend eternity. When you die, you're gonna live forever. That's all of us.
Come on,
right? But you're either gonna live in eternal glorification or eternal damnation. So we ain't got time to sit here and play. Like, so if you want to do your worldly stuff, then go ahead and do your worldly stuff and leave God out of it. And if you want to follow Jesus, man, do it with all of your heart, man. Don't play around. I hate for you to go halfway and then you wind up something happen to you, and then God say, "I never knew you." You know what I'm saying? So I just I salute y'all, man, and I just pray that y'all follow Jesus with all of your heart, man. And the ones that is doing it, salute to you. The ones that's not doing it, salute to you too. And it ain't too late for you, man. We love y'all, and like Fred said on our page too, man. If you want to cop any of the merch, man, I sit here, man. I don't drop nothing that God don't put in my spirit. Like anybody that could tell you that's riding with me, we could be in deep conversation, and God will put something in my mind, and I'm gonna pull it to the side. Ask Aaron, Twine, anybody you want to. And the thing is, when he put it in my mind, I'm gonna make it happen. Well, he gonna make it happen, but I'm not. I don't believe in procrastination because I suffer with that. That's a spirit that had me bound before I got saved. So when God put it on my mind, it's coming through, and I do my best, man, to give y'all the best quality stuff. And wherever y'all go, I want people to question you and ask you where you got that merch, and I want it to save people's life. So I just thank y'all, man, for y'all support with the music and everything. But most of all, I thank y'all for following Jesus, and just want to say thank you again to my brother Fred, man. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for the Monday Bible studies, bro. It's changing people's lives. It's changing my life, man. Like I'm always on there and listening to you, bro. And you solid with it. You super solid with it. You don't compromise. I saw the last one where people was like they ain't feel, you know what I'm saying, with some of the things you said, but you did it in love. They had Antoine in the background answering their questions. So, man, you're going to preach the gospel, bro. And it said, the Bible said if they persecuted Jesus, they'll surely persecute you. So don't feel like they're just doing it to you. They're doing it to all of us, bro. Like, and I see them doing it to B. And we all know behind the scenes, man, we did events together where this man gave his whole honorarium to a homeless man at the red light. But we don't post all that stuff, man. So to all of the people that feel some type of way about, I only can speak for our ministry, for Kingdom Music. Like, for anybody that feels some type of way about this ministry, man, we love you. And know one thing, we not playing and pimping God. I know you see gold chains and Jordans. We don't love that more than God. I like the rocket chain. I like Jordans. You know what I'm saying? The Bible ain't never said if you follow Jesus, dress bummy. You hear me? Like, so I just, man, if you like what you like, man, long as you don't worship it more than God, man, enjoy staying fresh, man. You could be fresh in the kingdom. You could put on some nice cologne. You ain't gotta be stinking, wearing rags for people to feel like you love Jesus, man. So y'all keep doing what y'all do. Keep following Jesus and look fresh for the kingdom. You hear me? Like, and that's all I got, bro.
Come on. This was the Servanthood Podcast with my brother KG Santiago. Kingdom family was the topic. God bless y'all, and we salute y'all in Jesus' mighty name.